Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Get ready to explore the world of flower-powered creativity as I show you how to use flowers as crayons. It is not the conventional way of creating art, but it's an exciting and interesting way to add colors to your creative projects. This is one of the easiest way you can use the dye plants growing in your garden or balconies for making art, and it makes for a fantastic project for the children as well and for teachers alike. So let's get started and have some fun with nature's vibrant palette. For doing this project, you're only going to need two things. First, a set of watercolor papers or any heavyweight paper that you could use for sketching with flower petals as crayons. So here I have used watercolor paper and some freshly harvested flowers from my dye garden. So to begin with, I just want to demonstrate how you are supposed to use these petals as crayons. It can be a little bit challenging. This is a great project for children to develop their fine motor skills. So you just crunch up the petals in between your fingers and then rub it against the paper, and the pigment is transferred very easily. So let me show you again. So I've got these petals. I've just freshly plucked these flowers from my mother-in-law's flower basket, and just crunch it up in between your fingers and hold it tightly, and then just simply make patterns or whatever you feel like. Whatever your imagination is, you can just put it down on a piece of paper. So that's how simple it is to use dye flowers or plants or any pigmented flowers as crayons. These are the colors from my natural dye garden, and here I am using the petals of cosmos to put it on the paper. I was just trying out before I thought of sharing a project with you. I wanted to see how this will turn out because this was the most simplest project to do. And I thought of creating this project especially with my son in mind, because this is something that you can also involve your children. And if you're a school teacher, this will make for a fantastic project to be done with your students in the school, especially if they are young students, young children. They would enjoy this. It's a great way for them to connect with nature, to learn about different types of flowers in a garden. Children just love to explore. They are these young minds. So when I first tested this, I was very easily able to make little hearts on the piece of paper, and so then I decided to do something else. When I was doing this, Angelica came by as she was doing some projects with children, as she has a workshop going on, and I suggested that she could incorporate this project in her ongoing workshop with children, and she was super excited. So I went back home with my harvest, and this is what I created. I use a small piece of watercolor paper, and I use a variety of flowers to make a little note card for my niece's birthday at the time. So I use cornflowers, cosmos, calendula. I have like multicolored cornflowers growing in my field. And there were some other pigmented flowers that I used as well. I chose to paint rainbows symbolizing joy and happiness, and also to give a lot of positivity and cheerfulness to my niece when she would receive it. So it was very easy to work with these flower petals. The colors were blending really well. It's something like you would be able to do with the watercolors as well. I also used the leaf of lady's mantle, which is a healing herb, for the green color, and it gives a beautiful green color It blended really nicely on the paper. Then I went next with this is the Dyer's Chamomile, which gives a very pretty yellow color. It's really a bright yellow, very happy yellow color, as you can see, and it was blending really nicely with the green that I had used before. Then I went with the Cosmos. Cosmos is very easy to scrunch up. It releases the pigment very easily onto the paper. And given that the flower is a little bigger in size, it's easy to hold it between your fingers. It could be a little bit challenging if you have smaller flowers to work with, but I think when you do it several times, it just gets easier and easier, and it's a lot of fun. So there are no mistakes in this project. It's just about having fun, getting the color directly onto the paper. And then I used the pink of the cornflower, which was really beautiful as I transferred it onto the paper. Then I went again with the Cosmos to brighten up the color a little bit more, the orange, and I was able to make a beautiful rainbow with the flower crayons. Okay, so I also use a little bit of calendula as well. So I have got two different types of calendula growing. I've got the orange calendulas and I've also got the yellow ones. So the calendula has a little bit more intense yellow compared to the Dyer's Chamomile. And here I also use yarrow. Yarrow gives a very lovely green yellow color. So I used it to rub on to the green that I had used with the leaves of the lady's mantle, and this was this gorgeous rainbow I created. And then I just use my set of watercolor paints, which are also handmade, to write down a little happy birthday note onto the paper. So this is how simple it was to make a very beautiful birthday note card. Then I also involved my son because I was painting with the flowers. He was very curious and he came to me and he wanted to do something as well. So we both then started to paint and we made some more rainbows, and it was just a really fun day activity, with my son doing this. And I did not tell him anything. He had observed me how to draw, and it's best not to tell children how they should draw. They should just use their own creativity and imagination, and let them just freely do what they want to. So I was not correcting or telling him how he should hold the flower or what he should be doing. It was just simply all by exploring. So it was an exploratory project with my son, and I think he was really happy to have made a beautiful rainbow. The brown color that you see is actually the red of the St. John's wort, which I had foraged while cycling back home from the garden. And there was this beautiful illustration from my son using flowers as crayons. This is an idea I had considering the height of the summer season and the blossoming flowers, which can be utilized as crayons for creating fast and delightful projects, especially with children. Crafting with these natural wonders not only brings joy, but it also fosters a deeper connection to the natural beauty that is around us. So go ahead and create your own masterpiece, and remember, every petal is a stroke of imagination waiting to flourish on your canvas. Thank you so much for joining on this colorful journey, and I can't wait to see your amazing flower-inspired creations. Lastly, if you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and support this channel by subscribing to it. Happy crafting, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.